and welcome to the Fallout feed number 87. I am Andrew, joined this evening by Ray. Hello, Ray.
Evening, Andrew. How you doing?
Very well, sir. How's everything this week? Going well?
Going well. Rolling right along.
You lost some power this week. We're going to do a little meeting last week for a little secret project called Skyrim 10AD. And you lost power. What happened?
I lost my internet.
Oh, you just lost
it. I thought worse, so I could have suffered through a little power loss, but when you lose the internet,
that's the worst.
Everything still turns on, but nothing does anything.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that stinks. Well, Ray, we have a very special surprise for everyone out there tonight.
Woo!
The prodigal daughter has returned.
I don't know if it's that special, but
everyone, welcome back to the show. Kara, everyone, welcome. Yes. Oh, Kara, it's been such a long time. Thank you for coming on the show this evening. You decided you would hop on. This is our final hurrah into Fallout New Vegas. And what we're doing this evening is doing the last batch of play along feedback, and we've got a nice mix of audio feedback and some emails. And Kara just said, "Oh, guys, I might want to hop back on the show and help you read some emails." So, Kara, thank you for coming on. You're gonna help us get through some emails this evening, and we're going to listen to lots of audio feedback and bounce some ideas off of each other. And we're going to talk about where the show is going here in the future. Speaking of which, Kara, will you be joining us for any portion of the bobblehead roundtable for we're going back to Fallout 4. So we're doing a bobblehead run, probably starting in mid-March or something. Are you going to be joining us?
I will. I'm trying to remember which bobblehead I signed up for.
Okay, well, we've got two projects going, which is kind of one thing. We're doing like the Twitch bobblehead run.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also going to do just we're fetching bobbleheads for the roundtable. We'll have 3 bobbleheads each week. Do you think you'll be on the regular podcast at all too?
Ooh, I am going to do my damnedest.
Oh, nice. Good news. That's what we like to hear. Sweet. So, Ray, you didn't have to do any adjustments, right, to the bobblehead generator. We don't need to generate bobbleheads or anything.
No, I think it should be good to go.
Yeah, we're all good to go there. So what are we going to look like in the next few weeks, do you think, Ray? I really don't know what our schedule holds in the air. We need to wrap up New Vegas here tonight.
Yep.
Audio feedback, but then we're going to get the 3 guys who've been doing lots of audio feedback the whole season long with Craig, Steve, and Leon. And we're going to have those guys on with us live and just sort of do like our character wrap up, where our character started, where we finished, and just sort of our general impressions of Fallout New Vegas. So we're going to have those guys on the show and do a live show. I don't even remember when we're going to do that. Maybe March 11th, or I don't remember exactly when we're planning on that, but.
Well, that's when I'm planning on doing it. So hopefully that's when we're
All right. So Pat and I need to think about something, because we also, I think, tentatively plan are doing Skyrim 10AD. Oh, Ray, aren't we that day? Forgot about that.
Is that the 11th to the 12th? Yeah, we need a calendar.
Oh, crap. One is Saturday, one Sunday, right? I hope. Okay, maybe that's... Anyway,
I thought that's what it was. Yeah, no, we're on the So we're on the 10th, and the 10 ADs on the 11th.
Great. Okay, perfect.
Skyrim tends to do Sundays, and we tend to not. So,
well, speaking of which, Kara, this Thursday night slot has always worked really well for me. Besides the fact that I'm super sleepy by 10 o'clock, other than that, the scheduling works well for me. But for people who work early Friday mornings, it's probably not the best for Ray and Pat and everything. So we're going to try to be a little more flexible this year. We might do more Saturday, at 5 p.m. type recordings as well. For the bobbleheads, we're also going to try to have a play along person and a familiar face from the ASA podcasting community on each episode. So we're going to try to mix it up and have lots of different people on. I think we busted it down to 7 episodes of 3 bobbleheads each, except for the last episode is only 2 bobbleheads. And we do have a couple bobbleheads open too, I believe. And someone in an email asked if there was any availabilities. I think General. I believe General.
It was General, yeah.
So, when we get to your email, General, we can maybe pull up our schedule and see which bobbleheads are still unclaimed. And yeah, man, if you got Twitch, well, we'd love to have you Twitch run one for us. That'd be great. So let's go ahead and get into some audio feedback. Ray, do you have any other closing thoughts on the game that we didn't cover before we get into audio feedback?
No, I think we did. Probably the only thing from my game was that since I had Cheyenne with Sunny as a follower, when it was playing the closing montage with all the stuff that happened in your game, Cheyenne's in the background barking and growling, and so it added a little flavor to the end of my game.
I'm surprised it knew that it was with you, since that was caused by a mod. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
Oh, and also, good evening to Lee. He's in the YouTube chat.
Well, Lee, great. Hey, man.
Hello.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah. So he looked it up, and Kara, you're doing the speech bobblehead at the Park Street Station.
That's right. Thank you, Lee.
And that is Nick Valentine, right?
Yep.
One of the quest locked ones. I'm doing. Let's see now. Who's doing perception? I think we're gonna have Aaron from Mindfog on early on, because he's still in this game that's almost 3 years old now. He's still staying spoiler free.
I love it.
We're gonna have him fetch an early one.
Yeah, it's amazing. He is my hero. Staying spoiler free for so damn long. I couldn't resist. I wouldn't be able to resist.
No, he can't be spoiler free. He has to know things, right? It's so hard to not know anything about this game that he's doing a podcast about.
I guess that's true. Who knows, though?
He just must have the best blinders on earth. All right. Well, here, let me start pulling up some audio feedback here, and we'll check in and see how people ended their adventures here in New Vegas. Let's see. I got Craig written down first, so we'll just start with Craig. See, let me see. Oh, sorry, wrong folder. I think I got this stuff queued up.
Craig was a fellow legionary.
Yes, and we'll go ahead and check in with Craig. Thanks, Craig.
Hello, Fallout Feed. Craig here with the final installment of Trash Cantina. When we last left her, she had given Arcade Gannon over to Caesar as his personal physician, and he removed a sizable tumor from our glorious leader's brain, saving his life. Once he was recovered, he asked me to take out the president of the NCR, who was giving a speech at Hoover Dam. Eddie and I met up with Cato fairly close to the dam. He gave me a disguise and said that at dawn we would head out to do the deed. The next morning, Cato put on his own disguise of a wealthy cattle baron, and I put on my own as an NCR soldier. He told me to watch out for the Rangers, who would more than likely see through my disguise. I asked him if he had any tips, and he said to play to my strengths. I putzed around the area for a little bit and decided that my strength was blowing shit up. So I told Cato that I was ready. Just then, Bear Force 1 lands on the roof and President Kimball disembarks. I wait until he's almost to the stage, and then I unload some grenades into his entourage, killing him and turning the whole area hostile. I run behind some cover and switch back into my normal armor and start unloading grenades into any red dots I see on my Pip-Boy, stim packing as needed. Eventually, the smoke clears and most everyone is dead. I head over to Kimball's body to have a well-deserved snack and then report back to the fort to tell Caesar the good news. He then tells me that there's one last thing to do, and that is take the dam. He sends me to meet up with Legate Lanius, his field commander. I don't remember what he was talking about, probably some rousing pep talk, because I was too busy staring at his wicked awesome mask. Well, no time to waste. So me, Eddie, and a whole mess of legionaries make our way across the dam to get to the visitor center. It's a battlefield with explosions, both from my trusty rifle Thump Thump and from the boomers making bombing runs above. I take out a couple snipers and help open some tunnels to let in more legionaries. And we finally make it to the visitor center and head into the bowels of the dam, where we fight more rangers and other NCR soldiers. Eventually, we make our way to the coward General Oliver behind his force fields, traps, and rangers. Eddie and I make our way through all his crap and face the man himself. He tries to talk, but I don't give him the chance. I lob a plasma grenade or two into his face to take him out. I report my success to Lanius, and credits roll. It was at this point where I got a recap of all the horrible things I did, and I immediately had to start up a new character and slaughter Legion to atone. Anyway, it was a fun playthrough, and now I can say it at a pure evil character, and I never have to do that again. I ended Trash Cantina at about level 23. My tag skills were survival, sneak, and explosives. The first two I only got to around 50, and I didn't really use them as much as I probably should have. Explosives, I got to 92, and I used it constantly. My companion was Cassidy, and in the last update, I mentioned that I had to kill her since she did not approve of my evil lifestyle. So that is it on the Fallout New Vegas saga that was Trash Cantina. And I'm probably not going to play an evil character anytime soon after that. So anyway, I was asked to give a little recap of my experience with the Fallout 4 Creation Club Coffee and Donuts Workshop Pack. I picked this up after I saw some people talking about it on the Fallout Feed Facebook page, and I saw some screenshots and thought it looked pretty cool. It was about $6. I mean, I don't remember exactly how many credits it was. I think it boiled down to about $6. It starts you out with a quest that I can't remember the name of. I tried to look it up on the wiki, but nobody's entered that information in yet. Basically, it sends you to the Slocum's Joe corporate headquarters. There I had to fight a couple raiders, and then I ended up going inside and fought a couple more. And then I found the franchise kit that came with a bunch of different stuff that allowed me to build Slocum's Joe donut shops, complete with coffee and donut crafting stations. That makes all kinds of awesome craftable food and drink. In the shops, you can set settlers to run the donut shop as a vendor, and the pack also comes with 2 Slocum's Joe paint schemes for power armor. I immediately started setting up donut shops in all of my major settlements, and it was pretty cool. All in all, I give it a thumbs up. So now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to make the donuts.
Oh. Do they still have that commercial?
Which commercial?
Time to make the donuts?
I don't think so.
You're not too young to remember Time to Make the Donuts, are you, Kara?
I might be too ignorant. I can't say that I didn't watch a lot of TV growing up, but I certainly didn't pay attention to commercials.
Yeah, it was an old Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Some old guy complaining that he has to get up early because it's time to make the donuts. Make the donuts. Now that's awesome, Craig. I'm interested to know which beverages do what, because I assume, much like alcohol in the game, this different coffee beverages give you different buffs of different categories and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I bet you an espresso will give you a, besides the instant diarrhea perk, will give you, super caffeinated. I don't know. Is caffeinated one of the? I thought I remember.
It is in survival.
Yeah.
Survival mode, yeah. Oh, because the Nuka-Cola has caffeine in it. That's right. I was thinking, but there's no coffee or anything. No, but there's Nuka-Cola. Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Oh, and wait, one of the flavors has coffee in it. Is it like Nuka Dark or something?
Yeah, there is one that has coffee.
Yeah. Nice. So that's cool. And a donut crafting shop. I also imagining just filling my settlement with crullers and tiger tails, nut topped Persians, and fritters galore. You know what I mean? I bet you those all have different perks and buffs too.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I think the timing of the donut shop was perfect to cleanse Craig of the filth of his Legion playthrough. And I'd forgotten. I believe he was also a cannibal.
Yeah, he mentioned having a snack on
the president.
A well-deserved snack, a well-earned snack. You're gross.
Can I just say I love that he named the gun Thump Thump. I love it.
Did he name it, or is that named gun in the game?
Is it a named gun?
Yeah, right. It's a named gun in the game.
Well, I love that it's named Thump Thump regardless. It's awesome.
Yep.
I was really bad about picking up or being able to find any sort of unique and named items in New Vegas. You know what I mean?
You got to get around to find them. So,
like in Fallout 4, it just seems like you trip over every major you go to, you get some cool, unique item. Maybe they just you padded it's too much. Fallout 4 is padded too much for us, you know. Yeah. He ate Kimball. Bear Force 1. I always get a huge chuckle. Bear Force 1. His arcade Ganon roll, excuse me. His arcade Ganon roll was a little bit different than Pat's, right?
Yeah, so Craig ended up giving him over to Caesar. And then, if I remember correctly, I think in one of his recordings, he said that Arcade Ganon had killed himself after, being, forced into servitude to Caesar.
It seems like a good move, I think. Pat fed Arcade, of course, to the white gloves, and Arcade removed the tumor.
Right.
Interesting.
So as opposed to having to do it yourself.
Yeah. Cool.
Because he's a doctor and everything.
Well, Craig, I apologize again for the Legion roll. That stinks, but I'm glad you're getting a little bit of refreshment out of the donut shop. That's pretty sweet. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and pull up some email, if you will, Kara. We have one from Aaron, if you have that one pulled up.
I do.
Sweet.
All right. From Bake Daddy TV. Hello, one and all, at the Fallout feed. Aaron here with my feedback for the New Vegas Roundtable. I am definitely far behind compared to you guys for sure. My job and life have taken over, and what little free time I do have goes to my podcast. Boy, do I understand that, Aaron. Boy, do I understand. So let me start by saying I tweeted these stats the day after the New Vegas Roundtable was introduced. My character, Kane, is currently helping Jason Bright reach the far beyond, and after that, he will be on the hunt for Benny. I am loving the show even though I fell behind, and I can't wait to do the Mr. House quest line when available. Any tips for this quest line? Thanks. From Aaron.
I have no idea about Mr. House. Ray, what you got?
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, you're, there's a lot of quests. He has you do a lot of stuff to soften up the NCR and eliminate the Brotherhood of Steel as a problem.
He posted a couple
His
of
stats.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is small frame?
Small frame is the one where you get more agility, but you take more limb damage. If I remember correctly.
That might be a good trade-off. I think I like that. Trigger discipline.
Trigger discipline. It makes you shoot faster but less accurate.
I think I chose the opposite of that. I think I chose the shoot more accurately but less quickly.
Oh no, trigger discipline. Okay, so yeah, actually it's the opposite. So your energy guns and energy weapons are 20% more accurate, but you fire 20% less quickly, and AP cost is 20% higher.
Wow. AP costs 20% higher. Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
Because I'm a VATS man, so I like my AP, you know.
Yep. And small frame is +1 agility and 25% extra limb damage.
+1 agility. And he had Rex for his companion, which I did too. I like having Rex a lot. One thing I thought people were asking on the Facebook group the other day, if you could create any mods for Skyrim or Fallout, what mods would you want that don't exist yet? And I was thinking a robot dog would be fun because they have the automatron robot workbench. I thought building a robot dog would be fun, and then I was like, wait a second, they already kind of have one. Why don't we just bring over Rex? Is there a Rex, the companion dog from New Vegas? And because that'd be great to, you know, and you could have this cool storyline behind it. You could have this dog companion, and the dog accidentally gets like half blown up or something, so you have to go get a robo brain to help fix the dog, take him somewhere. You know, you could have this whole cool little storyline built behind it, but it basically just formed around, you know, referencing Rex from New Vegas. I think that'd be a fun little mod package. Anyway, I like Rex as a companion.
Why am I not surprised that your request for more mods is a follower mod?
Well,
So it's called dog metal.
Dog metal?
Yep.
There is a robot dog one?
Yep. Dog robotic companions.
Oh, sweet. I will have to look that up.
One of them even has Deathclaw horns.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cute.
Cool. All right. Okay. Leon, Jinxie, right? Let's keep moving this show along. Thanks, Leon.
G'day, this is Leon from Texas, playing Jinxie for the Fallout Feed New Vegas Roundtable. And this is for the final feedback with the Battle of Hoover Dam. So at the end of the last feedback, I'd pretty much done all the NCR quests, and I was ready to do You'll Know It When You See It. So I go in, I talk to Ranger Grant, and he says, hey, we got a long night, and then tomorrow, the president's coming. So then it fades out, and then it fades back in, and I talk to him again, and my reputation is high enough that I convince him to let me keep all my weapons, and so I can carry my weapons all around the NCR, and also convince him to give me full access, so there won't be any problems with the NCR wherever I go. And then I check the terminal behind him and mess around in there, and I find out that there's a report that there is going to be a NCR repairman because there's something going on with the vertibirds. I think it's navigation system. I can't remember the exact thing. And so there's going to be a repairman with him. And so with the president, that is. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine. So then I go out and I look around. I've got Rexy with me. And no, I think I had Eddie with me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think I started to do it with Rex because I wanted to do it, and then I switched it back to Eddie because I prefer Eddie. So, yeah, that's right. So I had Eddie with me and Veronica, and we went outside and we looked around and talked to the guy with the dog, and nothing fancy there. I wasn't really worried about it. Then I told Ranger Grant that I didn't really see any problems, and so then the president shows up, and so I went up top and used my I think it was science, but it might have been repair. Either one, they're both high enough. It doesn't matter which one it was. But I used the stat to find the bomb that was on the vertibird. Then I used a stealth boy, and because my sneak is real low, and I stealth the mechanic guy who is he's actually a Legion agent. And back up. Before I went out and talked to Ranger Grant, I did talk to the lady who was talking about her friend, the engineer, not showing up, and I was kind of a jerk to her. I actually told her that he was probably found somebody cuter than her, because Jinxie's a female character, and I thought that'd be something catty to say. So, anyways, sorry, forgot about that, and I thought it was funny. So, back to I found the bomb on the vertibird, and then I stealth boyed the mechanic because something was rubbing me off about him, and I pickpocketed the detonator out of him. Out of his pocket, and then let him go on his way. And then I ran down and ran around the stage and climbed up and waited for the Legion sniper to show up. And as soon as he showed up, I was in stealth, and I probably should have stopped him from killing the Ranger. But every time I've done that in the past, in previous playthroughs, for whatever reason, the game doesn't want you doing that. Guarding the president. Once he does that, then you can kill him. So as soon as he did that, I came out of stealth and whacked him. And as soon as he showed up, I was in stealth, and I probably should have stopped him from killing the Ranger. But every time I've done that in the past, in previous playthroughs, for whatever reason, the game doesn't want you doing that. So all of a sudden, all the NCR go after you. So you have to actually let the Legion sniper kill the NCR sniper that's guarding the president. Once he does that, then you can kill him. So as soon as he did that, I came out of stealth and whacked him. And so then I had to listen to this really long, boring, drawn-out speech. Although I love the fact that they put in the open mic right at the end of the speech where the president's like, let's get the heck out of here. I don't want to get shot. And then the president took off. So in my playthrough, president's alive. Yay. So then I went and talked to Colonel Moore. And, we started the final battle. So when I went into the kind of fighting my way out of the dam, in the inside of the part of the dam, several units of Brotherhood of Steel troopers showed up and helped. So, because I had the Brotherhood of Steel on my side, yay. And then when I got outside, I had a couple of Great Khans show up and help me out. And then, of course, the boomers fly over and let loose, their rain of death and destruction, which is one of the awesomest scenes. And then the Enclave showed up with my remnants and power armor. And so we proceeded to wax the Legion. Once we got to the Legion side of Hoover, I went ahead and whipped out my, what is it called? The Achilles, Argus, I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, it's the laser satellites. And there was a group of Legion coming towards us, so I just, vaporized them from outer space. Then we walked into the camp, and it was me and, sorry, getting over being sick. It was me and several of the Enclave guys, and we went in and we fought all the Legion in there, and killed everybody. Both of the Enclave guys went out in a blaze of glory. I'm so sad. I did have a little bit of trouble with the Legion guy. For some reason, Veronica bugged out. And so it was just me, which that's fine. But, that was a little bit tougher than if I'd had Veronica and Eddie helping me. I don't know why my companions bugged out right then. It was weird. They just disappeared. And then once he was dead, they they come running up. It was like they were outside the zone or something. I don't know. It was really weird though. So that ended the game for me, and so I had waxed the Legion, and so then I did the video, and I actually posted it to Facebook, my ending video, so that anybody could see. I did forget about the powder gangers in the cave. And when I was listening to the playthrough, I was like, oh man, I forgot about them. So if sorry, if I had that to do over, I would probably go take care of them again because, well, just finish it out. But for the most part, I was pretty happy with the ending. Nothing, real massive or major there. Pretty interesting. Now, if we ever go back to Roundtable for New Vegas and we do the DLCs, Jinxie will be the character that I'm going to play. Just she, never did any of the DLCs. Although, to be honest, I may not do Dead Money because I hate that DLC. But anyways, unless you can get the perk that lets you just walk over mines, it's just horrible. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But so when the DLCs, if we do a DLC, I'll play her. I've got a save right before the Battle of Hoover Dam, and I'll just play it from that, like I haven't done the Battle of Hoover Dam, and go on from there. It's not like it's that big a deal either way, because you can, once you complete the game, you can always jump back and it lets you, do from a previous save thing. So no real major thing there. But anyways, short and sweet this time. Nothing real major. It's only one real big long quest. Love the boomers. I mean, I just can never go against the boomers, just because of that ending scene where the bomber comes flying over and dropping the bombs. Plus they give you a rebreather with the underwater mask. So, like, boomers are always, pretty much every playthrough, I'm always for the boomers. Pretty much everybody else is negotiable, but I'm always wanting the boomers on my side. So, anyways, see y'all in the Commonwealth for the next roundtable. I've built my character for that, and I'm looking forward to trying to Twitch stream a bobblehead run. Have a good one. Bye.
He's already built his next season roundtable character. I think if Lee is still around, I think Lee did too. Those guys, they're rearing to go. That's what I like to hear.
I love it.
That momentum heading strong.
So Archimedes is the one that he wanted to try to remember.
Yeah, the laser from the heavens. That Leon just must have kicked this game's ass, because it seemed like he got every faction to fight for him, including the brother. He might have been the only person who got the Brotherhood of Steel out of that bunker alive. Yeah, I think everybody killed them. They're not a very agreeable bunch in this game, I don't think.
No.
So who'd he got? He got the Brotherhood. He got the Boomers, he said. He even said the Enclave. He got the Enclave. I'm like, they're from Fallout 3. How'd you recruit them from a different game? I know, that's funny. But yeah, he even did the Archimedes thing. Ray, we were talking about last episode. It's like a 20 hoop jump to get through to the Archimedes. It's ridiculous how many. You got to have like a repair and science of 100 or something, or you just have to do like 10 billion different little small tiny fetch quests that just makes it, super time consuming, or just preventative from actually acquiring the thing. So congrats, Leon, you win the roundtable for getting every faction to fight for you at the end. I think we'll ring a bell in your honor or something. That's really fun. Good job. Ray, do you have any thoughts about Leon's playthrough there?
Yeah, he did an awesome job. He was up over level 30, I'm pretty sure, if I remember the last time he mentioned it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he did all the quests. So yeah, Jinxie's definitely got her stuff together.
And he said he's going to carry Jinxie into the I'm assuming we'll go back to Fallout New Vegas for DLCs for future roundtables. But he said he'll take Jinxie into the DLCs, except for he said he hated one.
Dead Money, wasn't it?
Dead Money. What's Dead Money, Ray? Why does he hate it?
That's the Sierra Madre. The place is just absolutely jam-packed full of traps. You're walking around with a bomb collar on your neck the whole time, that if you get too close to a radio, it starts beeping. And if you don't get away in time, it'll blow your head off. It's So you're trying to balance all that, and you're getting attacked by ghost people. So it's aggravating.
So that's like my basic Saturday evening.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. So Leon, I guess keep Jinxie up on the shelf for a little bit. We might get back to her. Trash Can Tina as well, hopefully.
I think Trash Can Tina's done.
I think she got retired forcibly.
There's always more flesh.
He took this hard drive out and scratched the spot where she was at.
Never again.
Buried Trash Can Tina in the backyard. Great. Again, Leon, thank you for incredible feedback all season long. Kudos to submitting every episode. Very awesome. And last season too. Leon, you've been great, buddy. Thanks for the hard work. That's great. Kara, we have some more email. We've got Jeremy, I believe, on the docket next.
Let's see. He starts off, "Hey, Andrew, Pat, and Ray. I had to scratch the itch and went adventuring back in Skyrim the past few months. I'd played along the beginning of New Vegas and really enjoyed it, but Skyrim ended up filling my gaming time. But having filled my appetite on Nirn, is that how you pronounce it? Nirn? Nirn?
Yeah, Nirn or Nirn. Yeah.
Nirn. It's high time I returned to my Boston roots and start a new character for the Fallout 4 season. I plan on doing a clean build with no mods and only DLC and Creation Club content. It'll be settlement focused and Minutemen aligned. Then the rest I'll use the generator to roll. In preparation, I've been doing some YouTube research and found the No Mod Shop Class video playlist on the Schooled Zone, that's with a K, Schooled, YouTube channel. It's an awesome series of videos that give great tips and tricks on settlement building without mods. It teaches game exploits, not glitches, like, quote, the rug glitch and, quote, the pillar glitch, as well as fun videos like how to fix the roofs in Sanctuary, walls at the castle, etc. I highly recommend checking it out if you love settlement building. Anyways, I'm looking forward to the new season and playing along. Thanks for the awesome podcasting. Cheers, Germ."
Wasn't Ray didn't Sherry recently post a bunch of stuff about how to perfectly fix stuff in Sanctuary, the roofs and the floors? Didn't she post some?
And she wasn't modding either, so. But when you do that, the rug glitch and the pillar glitch and the rug pillar glitch or the pillar rug glitch are all very handy tools.
Remind me of what is happening there again.
So the rug glitch breaks collision, so that you can have pieces that touch each other without any problem. And then the pillar lets you sink things into the ground. And so you can also attach something to a rug and then grab that with a pillar, and you can have collision and leveling at the same time to be able to control the position of an item.
So meaning you can like suck it underground or something?
Yeah. Like, if you only want a short fence, you can take a junk fence and bury 2/3 of it under the ground and just have the very top of it sticking out.
Interesting. People are so creative and inventive with being able to find ways to manipulate the game that I just don't think of being able to try. You know what I mean? I'm just here derping around building my little stupid settlement. I'm making followers for my followers. Kara.
I'm biting my tongue over here.
Got this cool mod called Create a Follower. I created a follower and then I created a bunch of bugs to follow that follower.
I'm
It's
just saying,
great fun.
you need to see a therapist. You have an addiction.
The
You really
more
do.
the merrier. Jeremy, that sounds good, buddy. Did you sign up to do a bobblehead run? I was looking a little bit ahead here at our schedule. We don't have dates set for any of these things, but we've got people signed up to do bobblehead Twitch runs for us. We'll also have some of these people on the show as well. You're not necessarily going to be doing your Twitch bobblehead for the show. You know what I mean? So we'll just have the schedule posted on the website. And for each episode, we'll be doing 3 bobbleheads, like I mentioned before. But at the same time, that we post that episode, I'd like to post the 3 Twitch videos. So if you have the capabilities of recording them beforehand, I don't care. You can record them beforehand and then stream it to Twitch. And we'll give everybody we'll change our password to like a temporary thing for a while, so that everybody can have the password, and we'll broadcast it from our actual Twitch stream, so that everything will bounce then to our YouTube, so we can have everything in a nice 20 video collection. And we'll have a nice playlist of fetching all the bobbleheads. And I just thought it was a good way to form a nice community project where a lot of different people could be involved. So like I mentioned before, there's 3 bobbleheads left. If people would like to claim those out in the community, General, I'll let you have one of these 3 if you'd like. We've got strength, sneak, and energy weapons. Kara, you're from the Midwest. Have you heard that word strength pronounced strength?
Yes.
I think I almost said strength, and I was like, that sounds like my grandmother.
Right. Yeah, it's certainly a more rural area kind of thing, but strength. That's
strength. You want the strength bobblehead there? That's up in the mass fusion. I think that we have that one ranked as sort of like an early to medium early. And then we have Dunwich Boars for the sneak bobblehead. We have that one ranked as a pretty late, I believe. Dunwich Boars is a kind of a bitch to get through. And then Fort Hagen for the energy weapons bobblehead. That one is quest locked, I believe, over at Fort Hagen.
Yeah, you have to be going after Kellogg to get it.
Yeah. So any of those 3, General, we'll get to your email here in just a minute, but I'll let you have first dibs. Jeremy, if you want one of the other ones, go ahead. Anybody out there in the community want to pipe in, we'll draw names out of a hat, see if anybody wants to do a Twitch video for us. That'd be awesome. Jeremy, excited to have you back aboard, buddy. And everybody out there, I've actually heard a good deal of people on the Facebook group and on Twitter. Got an email about it and everything. People are sort of I understand not everybody loves New Vegas. Fallout 4 was my first Fallout game that I really got into. So I've actually heard a lot of people who said, oh, well, I kind of fell off interest in New Vegas. I never really played New Vegas. 4 was my first, and I never got into Vegas at all. So we're really excited that you're going back into 4, and we're going to do a play along and everything. So I hope everyone will take the excitement and keep up some good play alongs all season long, and we'll have some great feedback again this season. So hopefully we'll have a lot of people coming back into the fold and get that feedback going again. All right, Jeremy, thank you for your email, sir. Let me go ahead and pull up another audio from Steve. Yeah, Steve, again, you've been awesome all season long, and I've been really enjoying hearing all about your fantasy metal cruise band list.
Hey, everybody. Steve here with my 6th and final feedback for my Fallout New Vegas playthrough. So last time I was talking about Rotface and how something happens if you run out his conversations. I don't know why I was beating around the bush. It's not like anyone is worried about spoilers 8 years after the game is released. Well, when you come back to him, he's wearing Eulogy Jones's hat. So Eulogy Jones is a slave from Fallout 3. How or why Rotface is wearing his hat is not stated. It has a DR of 1 and a +1 charisma. It's a purple pimp hat. You can either kill him or reverse pickpocket a hat onto him to take it from him. There's no karma loss if you do decide to kill him, nor does it cause Freeside any infamy or any other hostility. In my game, I killed him just to check it out, but then I loaded a save prior to that and left him alone there sitting with his hat. I took Cass and we finished off the Crimson Caravan. They're pretty hostile to us when we showed up. I think it's because I have that flag that says I'm wearing Brotherhood armor. Anyway, it made it easier to slaughter them all when they're already attacking me. I went ahead and killed their Brahmin too, just to be thorough. Made Cass pretty happy, and I got the Hand of Vengeance perk, which grants a plus 15 bonus to the damage Cass inflicts with her gun skill weapon. But I have her wearing Pushy, the Displacer glove, so it didn't really affect anything in my game. We then headed to the Lucky 38, and Yes Man wanted me to go save President Kimball. But I told him that the NCR hates me, and he said, "You're so misunderstood." Well, it's their loss. And instantly, he gave me the Finishing Touches quest. At the same time, I failed a bunch of quests. I hear you knocking, the Finger of Suspicion, Render under Kaisar, Don't Tread on the Bear, Kaisar's Higher, Kaisar's Favor, Things That Go Boom, Beware the Wrath of Kaisar. So all that happened at once. The NCR also now know I'm working against them and will no longer accept my help. For aiding and abetting the Legion enemies, I have been declared Indominito Memorio, an enemy of the Legion in perpetuity. Many will seek my head as a trophy. I'm getting a feeling that I'm reaching a point of no return here. So I decided to wrap up a loose end. Remember the Weathers family that were taken as slaves by the Legion? I decided to finally go free them. I went back and took out the Legion there at Cottonwood Cove. I found there were a few Legion mongrel dogs there, but also remember I took Animal Friend, so none of them attacked me. I suppose it helped the fight, but really they didn't have any chance. There didn't seem to be as many there as I remember the first time. Maybe they're all up at the Hoover Dam getting ready for a fight. Yes Man wanted me to install an override chip at the NCR-controlled El Dorado substation. So I had to take out a few NCR trooper there, but my plasma rifle took care of them pretty good. One of those damned Legionnaire hit squads came after me right when I left the place, and we had a little battle there. We went back to the Lucky 38 and started the quest, No Gods, No Masters. For this run through, I recorded it using Shadow Play, and I'll try to have it posted to YouTube by the time you're hearing this podcast. I'll post a link on the Facebook group if you want to watch it, but I'll tell you now how it went. We started out at the dam and had to fight our way through Legion troops on the ground while getting shot by NCR snipers. The goal was to get to a control room to install the override chip. I was shooting them with my AER-14 prototype laser rifle and throwing incendiary grenades. Those things are pretty cool. I also had upgraded Securitrons assisting with lasers and rockets. I wasn't too worried as I had heaps of stim packs, food, and chems to take. I knew I wasn't going to be able to use them after this battle, so I applied them liberally, and I'd been hoarding them all throughout the game, as you do. We made our way to the control room, fighting past NCR in power armor, and I installed the chip. I decided to route the dam's entire power output to the fort, which activated an army of Securitrons and set them loose to ravage the Legion. Yes Man said, "Yes, this is going to be fun." I then had to find the manual switch and get back out to deal with the Legion and NCR. I got quite lost in the dam. I ended up running way back into it, not sure where I was going. Spent a lot of time running around, at least as much time as I had spent getting to the control room in the first place. I finally found the correct door out, which was back near the control room in the first, where I was in the first place, and made my way to the Legate camp. then my game crashed. So
no, God.
I reloaded from the start and did it all again, cutting out most of the being lost part.
I hope.
This time, I used my Viking Advance 9mm machine gun to take out a few people along the way with more grenades, plasma grenades, and Annabelle, my rocket launcher. Feeling free to use up those hoarded stashes of ammunition and chems. I worked my way to the Leggate's camp and found Leggate Lannis. I started by stating he couldn't take Hoover Dam. He replied with saying he was going to nail me to the walls of Hoover Dam facing west so that I can watch my world die. He and his men then quickly attacked and were able to take me out pretty good. So after a reload, I decided I would try talking to him a little more. I said maybe he could listen to reason. He then gave me a level 56 speech check. No worries. And then another speech check, this time level 65. That's still no problem. Speech 75. He says I speak in circles. A level 85 speech check. Still good. Speech check 100. Now we're getting somewhere. I got this. Another level 100 speech check. And another level 100 speech check. I inform him that they're going to be spending too many resources by trying to take the West. And he finally agrees. He does say he'll be back someday, though, and he shall wait for me on the battlefield. Sounds good to me. If you're leaving now, sweet. I head back to the gate, kind of surprised that I was able to talk my way out of it. Then all of a sudden, the gate blows open and the NCR march in. And General Lee Oliver strolls in with 4 of those Rangers pointing their rifles at me. He starts talking, and I say, hold that thought. I want to introduce you to my friends. He says, whoa, whoa. And there are heaps of Securitrons that roll up behind them. I tell the Securitrons to erase the NCR. The general doesn't like that, and they open fire. I start losing health super fast, but I blow some stim packs and chem up to only fire 1 shot while the Securitrons take him out. Then Yes Man says he's going to go upgrade and come back much more assertive, and I assume still leaving me in charge at that point. So we drove the NCR and Legion away. I'm in charge of the Strip as an independent power, and it's a truly free New Vegas, as was my goal. And so my courier's road came to an end for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died, just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
It certainly doesn't. Thank you, Steve. And I'm not sure if this was a memory that you shared or not, but congratulations on your new statesmanhood, sir. That's really cool. Yeah, Steve. Do you know anything about Rotface and Eulogy Jones, Ray?
Only what I've read up on the wiki.
I don't know anything about that, but the pimp hat sounded pretty fun.
And I thought you could get the jacket too.
Oh man, that'd be fun to run around then. Do like a Willy Wonka let's play. Pushy displacer gloves. Please tell me that's for getting companions out of the way if they're standing in the door.
I'm not certain. I'll have to look that one up too.
Because that's a good mod. I'm sure that exists, right? So I mean, I would love that, just to be able to push fucking dog meat out of the doorway. He also mentioned there was a level 56 speech check in the Leggate speech tree. I thought that was a very strange level. Were most of them base 0 or 5? Or were there a lot of odd number speech checks and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's some. I think it might be, you know,
based on intelligence level versus something else.
yeah, some kind of formula.
Okay. And
So Pushy is a unique version of the displacer glove. Instead of the usual silver plating, the forearm and knuckle plates emit a dark gray, and the glove is a tan color. So it has an effect similar to a Gauss rifle. So it's an energy power fist.
whoa, the displacer glove. I never ran across that. Where did he pick that up? Holy cow, that's awesome. Pushy displacer glove. That's pretty cool. I really enjoyed the ballistic fist, but a displacer glove also sounds fun.
Yeah.
And
Pushy can successfully strike about 595 times from a full condition before breaking.
good lord. You said it's like a Gauss rifle. Gauss rifle's not the one that has the arcing the electric charge, is it? No, that's the Tesla rifle. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was mentioning speech checks, Ray, and that had me thinking speech checks are a lot different in New Vegas than they are in Fallout 4. I knew that they were different, but like, how does that play into the game? What are the actual mechanics that are the differences in between the two?
So you can control how effective you are at speech checks by raising the skill level of that skill, because it's not a percentage thing. In Fallout 4, you can pass a red speech check with no charisma. It's very, very rare, but it's possible that it can happen.
Yeah.
In New Vegas, you either have the skill points or you don't.
So if you have the skill points in New Vegas, there is no chance of failure.
Right.
Okay. Because that's just like I didn't take lockpicking or hacking, either of them in New Vegas, so I didn't get into basically any secret areas the whole damn playthrough. But those would have been nice to be able to have, because at least in 4 you can sort of attempt them, you know.
Yeah, it's so that's Skyrim, where you can, no matter how high the level, you can take a shot at it.
I make my hack bot. That's what I do. I make that robot workbench. I make a lockpick robot and a hacking robot, and I take each of them with me. And they can attempt the master lock.
Right.
And they will fail sometimes. And then if they fail, I think twice, they will refuse to even try again. It's pretty frustrating. All right.
I wasn't really sure when Steven's feedback had started and when it ended, because there was no intro music or outro music.
Yeah, there's some.
It seemed incomplete.
I don't know where to send my email. Could your wife please do some outro credits again, Steve? Come on. His battle sounded crazy. Was he the first we've heard that have done?
Yeah, because so it's either Mr. House or Yes Man.
Did anybody play House to the end? Did we hear anybody?
Nope.
That's too bad. That's a crazy battle.
Yeah, because there you have, if depending on how you play during the course of the game, if you end up with infamy in both the NCR and in with the Legion, now they're both against you as everybody tries to cross the dam, one way or the other. And so instead of having one of them fight for you, you've got to take them all out. You can still have the
boomer
and those guys, but
the brother
gets kind of crazy.
Yeah, that would be amazing if you could collect all the other factions and have like like a Lord of the Rings Battle of the Five Armies style meetup at the Hoover Dam. You know what I mean? Have the Brotherhood roll in, the boomers fly over. That's really fun. That's really fun. They did that.
Yep.
Let's see. Can't read my own handwriting. What did I write here, Steve? Battle, the Legion battle, NCR battle. I can't even tell what I wrote there. Oh well, Steve, thank you for writing in with your great audio feedback all season long, man.
And true to form, he just posted his No God is No Master video up on the Facebook page.
Can you believe how impeccable the timing is? He must be listening live, right? Is he watching on YouTube? Steve, you're awesome, brother. Thank you so much. Email again. Let's hop back over to there and check in with the general.
This is going back to what we were talking about before. The general says, I'm interested in participating in this challenge. If there are bobbleheads available, please let me know. Thanks, General. So we narrowed it down to there are 3 left, right?
Yeah, there's a strength. There's snake and energy weapons. The strength is up in mass fusion. Isn't that the one that's like all the way up, sitting on top of a statue?
Yeah, at the very top of the building.
That one's crazy. That's really fun to get to, and that would be a fun one to Twitch actually. So
yeah, well, and that's actually it's the top of the section that you can reach, without being in that. Where you go to get the fusion core, or the beryllium agitator, or whatever it is.
Agitator, yeah. And Dunwich Borers is also open if you'd like to go get freaked out with some crazy flashbacks. Get the unique bobblehead. Also, pick up Krem's tooth while you're there. Don't wear your power armor in the little.
Nope.
And of course, again, Fort Hagen when you're going after Kellogg for the energy weapons bobblehead. And those are the 3. Fernbach, I'll let you have first call, and then we'll have 2 more there if anybody else in the community would like to hop in and Twitch stream a bobblehead for us. So we've got again, thanks for writing in, General. That's really cool. We got one more audio clip that we're going to get to this evening, and that being from Josh. Oh wait, that's from the email sent in just under the gun here this evening, Josh. So thanks for writing in, man.
Hi, this is Josh with Granger's Fallout Feed New Vegas playthrough. We're finishing up with the last 2 quests. The first one that I did was Finishing Touches. My faction's Yes Man. I went to the El Dorado station and installed the override chip. I was dressed as an NCR in NCR armor, so this made it fairly easy. Nobody really attacked or anything like that. There were 2 NCR guards at the door to where I needed to place the override chip. I lied to them, and they went ahead and let me through. That went ahead and after I installed the override chip, that finished that quest, and so I was getting ready to head to the dam. I was planning on saving President Kimball. I didn't realize I needed to do that before I installed the override chip, so President Kimball did end up getting killed, so I guess there'll be no one to blame later on down the road. So I moved on to No Gods, No Monsters. I was fighting the Legion with the NCR. They were on my side. I was still wearing their armor. On the 3rd wave of Legion, the game froze. So I had to go back to a previous save and work through the first 2 waves again. The Securitrons were making pretty quick work out of everyone. There were explosions everywhere. I realized after the fact that probably had I looked up, I probably could have seen the lady flying over, dropping bombs, since I had the boomers were helping me with the fight. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't see that. Might have to play that again just so I can actually see that, because I think that would be pretty cool. Everyone ended up dying except for myself, Boone. I don't have Eddie with me right now. I had left him previously with the Brotherhood to get upgraded and never went back to pick him up. I turned power on for the East Gate. Yeah, the Securitrons just pretty much wiped through everybody. Then went up to the Legate's camp, opened the gates, and dealt with a few Legion. Came around the corner and spoke with the Legate. He ended up, I tried to barter with him, but it didn't work. He made fairly fast work of me fairly quickly a few times. I probably reloaded that safe probably 10 or so times before I finally realized that maybe I shouldn't even go talk to him. Took a couple pot shots with him with the anti-material rifle. Those did a bit of damage, and then I used grenades from Thump Thump, tossed them as I was backing up as he was fighting with Boone. Then I got out a hunting shotgun and took, I can't remember what drug it was. I believe it's Steady to lessen the spread of the shotgun. And I just kept backing up, firing. And finally, I took the Legate down, and then took down the rest of the Legion forces in that area. They kept calling out for retribution, and I kept shooting them down. By the time I got done dealing with all the Legion, they ended up, or the Steady ended up wearing off like right afterwards, so that worked pretty perfect. Used quite a few stim packs. Went up to the gate, and General Lee Oliver opened the door. I introduced him to my friends, the Securitrons. He asked me to have them put down their weapons. I told them to erase the NCR. So they made quick work of General Oliver and his few NCR buddies. So Yes Men came out of the pack of Securitrons to talk to me. He informed me that he was going to make some changes so that he is more assertive. It was some sort of code that he found in Mr. House's network. So he doesn't have to be so agreeable. So the Securitrons are guarding the strip now. Any chaos has ended. In Freeside, the Mormon fort, there was lots of injured people, and it was unstable and very violent. The Kings, who I never really interacted with, they retained control of Freeside. The NCR left Prim, so they were independent again and didn't have anyone protecting them. Novak was independent, but they had many lost lives. The Powder Gangers, they were still terrorizing the wasteland. Springs thrived with all the travel and trade. And then the Boomers, everyone stayed away from Nellis. And so it informed me that it was truly a free New Vegas. So I felt pretty comfortable with this ending. A few things here and there that I would have changed. I'm sure I'm going to go back and play this game again, and even maybe even this character. She was only level 14. I didn't take any implants or intense training or anything like that, so that kind of stuff I didn't explore in the game, and I was doing a quicker run through of the game because of the fact that my previous run through where I went off the track a little bit. But it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it a lot. Glad I got to experience it, and hope everybody else had a fun time with this. I appreciate the fact that you guys take the time to, put out this all the work that you guys do, with these games, setting up the schedule and listening to the feedback and playing it for everybody. I just think that's really cool. And yeah, so thanks again. Hope everyone has a great time, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh, for writing in. We enjoyed very much your feedback, sir, and hopefully you will be able to hop on with Fallout 4 and then do some bobblehead work with us. Thoughts, Ray?
Yeah, it sounded like he had a pretty solid run. I mean, to be able to get through that Leggett at level 14, that's not too shabby.
Yeah. I was just thinking that's impressive to finish the game at level 14, I thought.
Yep. So yeah, steady definitely helps because that does it doesn't last very long, but it cuts the spread of your weapon, so it you get full potency on the shotgun. It works with any of the weapons, but with shotguns, you don't get any loss of impact, from the weapon spread.
That's cool. Is there, like in Fallout 4, they have the split beam? Do they have that in New Vegas? I didn't see a ton of laser weapons. I guess from the Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, there's quite a bit, and the Fiends are a good source of energy weapons.
And who has plasma?
Those you can get from the Fiends as well.
Fiends as well. Cool. They both. After Steve's feedback, there was a word I couldn't read of my own handwriting. I was like, well, screw it. I just move on. It was Securitrons because Josh also mentioned the army of Securitrons. That sounds really fun. I think I would like to go to try back and do like a Yes Man playthrough because that just sounds really fun. And then it got me thinking, why did they not bring that model of robot to the Commonwealth?
It doesn't really fit the theme.
Were they in 3 at all? Is that an Obsidian thing? That's not a Bethesda created?
Yeah, I'd have to look. I don't remember those from 3.
Interesting. Cool. He let Kimball die. That's too bad. But there's a truly free New Vegas. Both of them mentioned this truly free New Vegas. What does that actually mean? So, how is Yes Man leading the strip at this point? What has he done? Has he just literally let anarchy reign, or what is going on?
Yeah, so that's the beginning of it. So really, a lot of it depends on your interaction with the different groups. But yeah, everything's got to kind of work its way out. Everybody's got to figure out, who's number one, who's number two, is in the game,
the pecking order.
Yeah. And so, the difference is that if you play that with Mr. House, and so the same Securitron rolls up at the end of the Mr. House game, only instead of Yes Man's face on it, it's got Mr. House's face on it.
That's great.
But so he puts everybody under his thumb, so it's not quite as free and peaceful at the end. But they're both interesting ways to play through.
And also, he mentioned he did not get any implants or anything. And I was thinking, holy crap! I went into that place twice and couldn't afford them early in the game, and then totally spaced it later in game when I could afford it. What did I miss? I forget all about implants. It was basically just buffs to different special categories, right?
Yeah, there's a few other ones, but yeah, for the most part, you can up the different special stats.
Just by one.
Yep.
And is there only one implant per special category? So it's not like you can get like 3 different luck implants and wear them all at once or something?
I don't think I've ever tried that before, but it's definitely tied to, you can get an implant for every natural endurance level you've got.
Oh.
So if you have a natural endurance level of 3, then you can get 3 different implants.
But we don't know if you can get them all in the same category or not. Interesting. I will need to definitely go back in and play with implants too, because I've definitely heard Pat refer to them a lot too. I think that's something that he uses and aims for. So
Yep.
Cool. Josh, great feedback. Thank you, sir. Join us next season, please. Ray, you wanted to mention the Vortex before we sign up for the rest of the show here as we sign off. What was the news on Vortex?
So that's the big project by the Nexus mod manager group. And their goal, it looks like, is to create an easier way for people to mod the games. They want to try to keep it as simple as possible, yet continue to give the power to the people that want to really get in and tinker under the hood. So they released the alpha 2 weeks ago, I guess, to their testing group, and so today they opened it up to allow more people to try it out. It's still not complete, but from initial looks at it, it looks really nice, and it was definitely easy to get started with. So it'll be interesting to follow. Certainly not ready for prime time yet. They're still working on a few things. There's some functionality that isn't active yet. So I'll keep watch on it.
It's a mod manager.
Yep.
Ray, you've actually created a mod called Fallout Feed Flag, and we appreciate anybody putting up the flag in your settlements and posting a picture to Twitter or Facebook. We like seeing all those pictures. It's been fun to see. How do you make a mod, Ray? What sort of program or whatever? I have no idea how you do that.
Well, you use the Creation Club, or not the Creation Club, the Creation Kit. And
that's great that they put out a format for you to use too.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of tools that they've made available just so that people can mod the game.
Amazing. Hey, we discovered just the backside. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'd never checked that out.
I didn't. I forgot to look into that. I need to go back to that settlement. I think that was over at the castle. I took that picture.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So it'll be interesting to see if other flags do the same thing, because one of the challenges I have that I'd never gone back and fixed is that some of the parts of the flag that are supposed to be see-through are not see-through.
They're black, right?
Yeah. And so
but it's see-through from behind. That's so weird.
Well, so now I've got to figure out, I'll have to go back and pull it up and see if I put my, one of my layers in backwards.
Ah, okay. So it'd be black on the back and invisible from the front. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
You might have flipped a layer around. Hilarious.
So, you may have squashed a bug in my program.
Oh, man. Ray, I'm not trying to look for bugs. I'm sorry, man. It's a beautiful mod.
Hey,
I'm picking.
I'm not that proud.
You should be. It's pretty freaking awesome. And we're expecting some wizard robes with the ASA podcasting logo on there at some point too, right? Gonna pick up Marcus's ball and run with it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's
cool.
I need to retire so that I've got all the time in the world to do this stuff
for us. Yeah. Coming up in the future weeks, we're not quite sure. We'll start getting our schedule for the next season cemented down. I'll start asking play along people to be on the show, and some of our familiar faces from ASA podcasting to be on the show, and start forming our schedule for next season. But in between now and next season, we're gonna hopefully get Jonah Loeb on the show, who is a Bethesda artist. He is the father of Alduin. He designed all the dragons in Skyrim. He is did the Death Claws in 3, Fallout 3 and 4, and a bunch of the other monsters. He does the super mutant designer and stuff like that. So he's done a lot of work. He's a very professional. It's like I'm actually kind of nervous to talk to him. This is a real person in the industry, Ray.
Yeah, it's very cool.
But if we speak to this guy, everybody, we're going to need your help for awesome questions. Things to ask. If you go to jonahloeb.com, you can look up some of his past interviews and stuff. I don't want to bombard this guy with questions that he's been asked a million times. You know what I mean? So we need to come up with some good stuff to talk to him about. We don't want to bombard him with the same sort of questions again. So look in his news section. There's some good interviews and stuff that he's given in the past. So let's start preparing for this guy a little bit. I'm really excited about it. So please, but actually, we need all your questions out there. So on Twitter at the Fallout Feed, or send them an email, or put them in the Facebook group, guys. Start suggesting good stuff. Ray, before we sign off, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say we can ask him if he's enjoyed drawing any creatures from space.
Oh, if you follow him on Twitter, he's been posting some really cool pictures, and then he's not allowed to say what they're for, I don't think, but he will post 4 headshots of a monster with 4 different sets of eyes and be like, which eyes do you guys like? It's really exciting because I've seen a bunch of his different designs, and it's kind of fun to see the evolution of these monsters, and who knows what they're going to be. And this thing looked like it could have been a space monster, maybe. That's really interesting, Ray. And I'm sure he's got a non-disclosure thing, so he won't be able to tell us anything, of course, but that'll be really fun anyway to talk about. So that'd be great.
You know what else has been really fun?
What's that?
Having Kara back on the show.
Kara?
Yes.
Well, we're really excited to have you on the next season. What season is it going to be? Is that going to be season 5 already?
Yep.
Good night.
So.
It's going to be perfect. Kara, you're really into D&D.
Yeah. I got lots of problems.
Lots of problems.
And they're all gaming related.
Well, ASA Podcasting has a new D&D based podcast that takes place in the world of Skyrim called Skyrim 10 AD. And you can hear that podcast if you guys go over to patreon.com/ASA Podcasting and sign up to be a Patreon patron. And we've had a couple of recent new patrons. And it's really fun to have people sign up and support us that way. So if you'd like to hear the new podcast, Skyrim 10 AD, head on over to Patreon and sign up for us. Also, new episode of Let's Play Fallout. Arthur has just dropped. He's in the big MT, the big mountain. And I think that's all I have for this evening. Ray, do you have anything else you'd like to mention on the show?
I think I'm ready.
Kara, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have anything else you'd like to mention before we sign off for the evening?
It was my pleasure.
Well, I know that you weren't able to be on this season for New Vegas as much, and that was too bad. But we're very excited to have you back for next season. Super, super, super stoked for that. Kara, welcome back. If people have been around for the long haul of the show, when I sort of took over around episode 30, the first person I went to be my my host partner here was Kara. So super, super nostalgic and really nice to have you back, Kara. Welcome.
I missed it. It feels like coming home.
And you can always hear her voice on the Mario Kart podcast. She's on that one a lot. I don't even mention that show very much here on the Fallout feed, but if you're into Mario Kart, we have a Mario Kart show called ASA Podkarting. Check that one out too.
In that one, Andrew shows his true colors of his hatred of things that are actually quite beautiful.
Like Pig Boy.
That is not his name, okay?
It is.
It is not.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kara, for joining us. Ray, thank you so much. Let's start rolling our characters, everybody, for next season. I guess there's nothing preventing you from doing that. I think we're all going to get together and roll our characters together live. If anyone's interested in hopping on the show and rolling their characters with us, I don't see anything wrong with that. Or we can gather a bunch of people in the YouTube chat and everyone can draw their characters together. That'd be fun. So let's do something like that. And on that note, on that note, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to episode 87 of the Fallout feed. And we'll see you in the wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.